At the Montreal Forum has become a tradition of great hockey. Remember 1975, the Soviet Red Army 3, the Canadians 3, a game that ranks among the greatest ever played. Last year, the Quebec Nordiques spent New Year's Eve at the Forum, and it too was a fine hockey game. Tonight, once again, the Nordiques and the Canadians wish you a Happy New Year on Hockey Night in Canada.
The referee tonight is Dennis Morel. The linesman Wayne Bonney and Claude Gauthier. And this game is underway. Price with Moeller, Hunter, Paiement, and Cote for Quebec. Penny makes the first stop of the game. Mario Gosselin is the goaltender for the Nordiques. The Nordiques are in fast. From the opening face-off, the Canadians with McPhee, Walter, and Hunter up front. Green and Ludwig on the defense. Got it out to the center ice area. Now Paiement feeds a pass to Cote. Penny made that move, but the puck was off the net. Canadians trying to clear it again, and they do. Marois fading back. The Nordiques and the Canadians both making changes now as Paiement comes in. Again, Penny tricked it up, juggled it, and he held on.
And last in Quebec City, the Nordiques played a very quiet game against the Canadians, with Montreal winning for the third straight time. And yet in the third period, Quebec came back, and Steve Penny had to be very, very sharp. Here tonight, I think Don Cherry was right. The Nordiques seem to be coming out with a bit more zip. Penny didn't play the other night against the Rangers. Doug Sotar did.
Sevigny.
Been quite a week for Richard Sevigny. Started off playing for a Canadian team against the Soviets. Back playing with the Nordiques.
So Richard Sevigny in goal for Quebec. It was earlier announced that Gosselin would start, but there's Sevigny in the net. He hasn't had anything to do so far. Penny has been busy. The goaltending, Dick, I think you'll agree, was a question mark for the Canadians coming into the season. It is not any longer. The Canadians are very happy with the play of Steve Penny.
Well, here in Montreal, as we look at Randy Muller in the Quebec bench and Chris Dylan, the talk about the Rookie of the Year, you start off with Chelios, and Curvers has played well, but we're beginning to feel now like the outstanding rookie so far for Montreal is indeed Steve Penny. Kind of forget he's a rookie, you know, Bob, based on what he did last year in the playoffs.
23 is Gillis. Peter Stastny, 26 to his right for Quebec. Brent Ashton is number 9. Carbonneau steps in to take the face-off against Gillis for the Canadians. Game just underway. Played 57 seconds. There's no score, and you can tell they're nervous. They want at each other in this forum tonight. The Nordiques and the Canadians. Pass chipped off. Gainey's stick to center. Gainey is on it again. Gainey got away from a check thrown by Rochefort. It can be rough tonight. This can be a dandy. Now the Nordiques, Marois starting up. Captain coming to center. He's bumped by Gainey. They're getting physical already.
Mickey, I don't think Danny said anything to them when they faced off, so gentlemen leave.
Yeah, look up. You got more problems coming down here. Chris Nyland cross-checked the Quebec player.
Brent Ashton.
And Ashton's going after him. I don't know if it was Ashton that went down as Marois and Gainey continue to pound away at each other. Didn't take long. Don Cherry called it on the opening. Bob talked about it. Here we go. Less than 2 minutes into the hockey game.
Well, the Nyland-Ashton fight that you're looking at now is going on without benefit of any referees.
There's nobody down there to break them up. Players don't like that. They like those referees in there to get them apart. They get tired. That's when somebody get hurt.
Here comes Gauthier. He's taking Marois out of the penalty box, and he's heading over to help Morel in this one. And here we go. That's the end of that one.
Well, there may be an extra 2 minutes. They love it here at the Forum, obviously. Nyland seemingly getting the best with Brent Ashton.
That is the season to be.
Yes, it sure is.
Well, we started at 7 o'clock, but we may be still here by midnight.
All of this after 1 minute and 24 seconds.
Bob Cole with Dick Irvin and Mickey Redmond. Along with Don Cherry at the Forum in Montreal on this New Year's Eve. There's no score in this opening period. The Nordiques having a bit of trouble here at Conway. Talking about being hot, he has been so very, very hot for the Canadians. Tremblay has. The Nordiques, the Stastnys, Peter, Marion, and Anton. Can't move it out. Now they get it up to center. The pass goes to Peter Stastny. He rolled it back in front. Anton is covered. Got it back to Maxwell, though. His shot hit Naslin and bounced in behind the net. Peter Stastny is in on top of it. To Marion. Marion centered it. And Tremblay is going to clear it for the Montreal Canadiens down into the Quebec zone, nearing the 5-minute mark of the opening period. Quebec and Montreal. Nordiques starting to move it. That's Gillis chopping it in for Paymont. Cote is the other man up front for the Nordiques. Lockhart on the ice with Deblois, and he cleared it down into the Quebec zone. Randy Moeller turning around behind the net. A pass to Rochefort, back to Moeller. Ahead it goes to Paymont. They passed the puck pretty well, getting it out. And Cote coming in for the Nordiques. Flipped it back to Moeller. His shot didn't get through. Cote again on top of it for Gillis. Gillis back to the net. Trying to get it in front, and he did. Cote, great save by Penny. He moved very fast to stop that one. Another shot deflected in front. And the Canadians in a bit of trouble. But Pullman come out of the zone. This is McPhee. That went up high on the glass. Sevigny going down on the shot. The Nordiques looking for changes, dump it in. Svoboda, watch him go, folks. He's 25 coming out. Got as far as center, then was checked from behind. Rolled in over the Quebec blue line, now back to center. The Nordiques Goulet bringing it in. Couldn't get a shot, another chance for him. But Svoboda made a pretty good save.
Now, Petrus Svoboda, teenage defenseman, and Mickey, he is finding out quickly about the pressure involved when the Canadians and the Nordics play in this special confrontation, which has been a very one-sided one so far tonight. Jacques Bergeron's Nordics, 5 shots on goal. Jacques Lemaire's Canadians, 0.
I'm sure Bergeron had an awful lot to say to his club after last week's game up in Quebec, where Montreal defeated the Nordics for the 3rd straight time this year. It is such a rivalry. And if anybody hates to lose, it's Michel Bergeron. You see the scratches for tonight's game on the Montreal side. Alfie Turcotte, Bobby Smith, of course, recovering from a broken jaw.
Smith, they say, will be back in 2 weeks. Dale Hunter, Kumpel, Goulet for Quebec. That's Ryan Walter, 11, in on the face-off with the Canadians. It goes to Maxwell at the blue line. Penny to save. Rebound! He scores! Quebec with first blood, 1-0. Mark Kumpel, you mentioned he got his first goal in the NHL the other night. He gets another one right here. He's been parked in front of that net throughout here tonight, and the Nordics, Mickey, they've dominated it. Something had to give.
Well, they have, and right here it was a case of the face-off where the puck came loose. A good save there by Penny, but all of a sudden there's no defenders on the Canadian side, and Kumpel was left all alone. Open net, 1-0 Nordiques.
Scored by number 17, Mark Kumpel. Avec l'aide du numéro 32, assisted by number 32, Dale Hunter. He's the numéro 4.
His pass. Coming in as Hunter for the Canadians. A rising shot going high into the crowd. The scoring play for Quebec. Kumpel, as Dick said, is second of the season. From Hunter and Maxwell at 5:52. We're nearing the 7-minute mark. They played 6:12 of the opening period. And Quebec has looked pretty sharp in the first 6 minutes or so of this hockey game. They've outshot Canadians 7-0. A couple of shots have come Sevigny's way, but high and wide. Now the Canadians are 2-1. Rebound! made a big stop on Deblois, right in on top of him. 1-0 Quebec. Nordique clearing it to the line. Gets as far as center. Played back in for Anton Stastny in front. Haymock couldn't handle that pass. He was right in on top of Penny. Anton Stastny again, back to the blue line. Price, big shot knocked down at Penny, taking no chances. Boy, he's been busy so far.
One of the reasons he has been busy, the Nordiques, Mickey, have been handling the puck awfully well. So, Bergeron has his team obviously up with the score, 1-0 Nordiques. We'll be back in a moment. Well, there's that stop by Penny, his latest in a series. He stopped 13 of 14.
Canadians now, long shot. Sevigny was knocked flat by Nyland, who also fell, but he somehow made that save. Carbonneau kept it in. Nyland in front. Knocks it down. Nyland went after it. Nyland has it. Nyland comes out with a pass. That hit a safety. Beatty nearly wrapped it in on the short side. The Canadians are coming close now. It's 1-0 Quebec, and the Nordiques know the pressure is on, and they get rid of it pretty fast. Bruce Bell golfed it away. Canadians shoot it down the ice. This one will be icing as Marois goes back. 5 minutes and 43 seconds left to play in the opening period. 1-0 Quebec.
Bruce Bell, a pretty good-looking 19-year-old rookie defenseman for the Nordiques, was hurt last Thursday, didn't play, but Mick Nyland had him lined up that time. The kid got rid of the puck all right, but holy smokes.
Well, Nyland does like to throw that weight around. You know, Nyland's got 8 goals this year, and he has played, I would think, very, very well for a guy who's not expected to score goals and do a lot of offense. He's on a checking role, basically, but he really is starting to make some good plays offensively, and he's really a big plus for this hockey club.
Couple Hunter, Goulet for Quebec. Goulet's shot. He missed the net. Maxwell will keep it in. Tried to put a shot through and hit McPhee and bounced into the side of the net for Ryan Walter. Ryan Walter now. Goulet can't stop him. Hunter played it up. That's Mark Hunter for the Canadians. Play is called again.
Mick, the Canadians in all kinds of trouble inside their own blue line tonight, but you have to say the Nordiques are causing the problems.
They are. Quebec is skating. They are skating, as I mentioned, like Montreal was Saturday night when they really outskated the Rangers. But Montreal has come back here in the last few minutes to get some good scoring chances. But the Nordiques are moving the puck around. As you mentioned, they seem to be putting it just in the right spot. The Canadians are standing at their own blue line, and the Nordiques are dumping it behind them and breaking into the open holes.
The Canadians defensively, Mick, the defenseman, there have been a lot of being caught out of position situations, and it's left Penny to make the big stops.
Walter, McPhee, and Mark Hunter for Canadians. That's McPhee on the puck quickly, but Kumpel steals it. He has been skating pretty well in this first period. Now Walter stole it from him. Gave it to McPhee. Hunter's up on the play. Pass on his skate. He tried to relay it back. And Dale Hunter, number 32 for Quebec, got rid of it. Kumpel again, up the right side as far as center. Mark Hunter caught up to him and knocked him down. Hunter went down also. McPhee waits for help. McPhee shoots it in. Chelios had tried to get up with him. 4:50 to play in the opening period. 1-0 Quebec. It's been a hectic first period. The shots to this point. Quebec 14 and the Canadians 6. That's pretty well how the play has developed so far. And Quebec leads it 1-0. Hockey Night in Canada returns in a moment. Svoboda back right on the face-off against Brent Ashton. He and Ashton bumped together a little bit on the boards. Comes to Ashton. He tried to hit Gillis in front of the net and couldn't. Ashton still fighting for it in there. Comes back to the line and Pat Price let her go. And there's Penny again. Covering all the angles. But you know what I've noticed most about Penny tonight, Mickey? He didn't show too much of it last year in the playoffs. He obviously has confidence, but he's been moving so quickly between the pipes.
That's his main strength, I think, Bob, as a goaltender. He seems to get down there, cover the angles very, very well, but he's learning now, I think, something that he didn't do very well when he first came up, to handle the puck and making plays, and he's very cat-like in goal.
The veteran, Will Payma.
He's had one of the better scoring chances not long ago, and Penny, I don't know if he saw it or not, got it with the right pad, but a point-blank shot by Will Payma. He has to be wondering what he's got to do to get it in the net.
Look at the shots in this opening period. 15-5. Makes that 16. What a scramble around Penny. And he might have a couple of more saves right there. But the Nordiques are in awfully quick.
Face-offs again. Montreal is losing them deep in the zone, and the Nordiques are getting some good chances to be back at that point. Something happens when these two hockey clubs play. There's Pat Price back at the point taking the shot, and it looked like it was redirected and hit Penny in the chest. But something happens when these two teams get together. Montreal has played well in Quebec City at the Colisée. More fans and media than anything else to hype this battle between the two.
Paul Gillis is 23, and he got the draw and hopped right in after it. He tried to set it up for Payma in front of the net. Moeller kept it in. That's Payma again. He's coming in. Gave it to Gillis for the sign of the goal. He takes a look. Couldn't center it. He might get another chance. Brockhart is all over him, though. It comes back to Moeller. Moeller slapped at it. Back of the net for Gillis. Brockhart fell. The Nordiques in control. Moeller from the blue line. Gillis looking for Payma standing in front of the net. Ludwig was watching him. Ashton is over there first. The Nordiques keep beating the Canadians to the puck. Into the corner and off the boards again. Brockhart went in there along with Green. The referee, Morel, allows the play to continue as they move the puck. And now finally they hold it with 3 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the opening period. 1-0 Quebec. Kumpel has the goal.
Well, there's a look at the Adams standing. And they beat Quebec, of course, with that 37 points. They're not that far behind, but they have not had what Michel Bergeron would consider a great first half of the season. He feels they should have played better. Boston and Buffalo have struggled, and they are starting to come on as of late. Tough division.
Peter Stastny has Anton Stastny to his right, and now Cote is out playing on the left side. That's a little bit of a change for Quebec. Carbonneau is 21 for the Canadians with Gainey and Nyland. They'll do it again to the right of Steve Penny. Marois, 22 on the defense for Quebec with Bruce Bell, number 6. And this is Bell stepping in, shooting it. It hit Carbonneau and bounced right to Cote. Peter Stastny missed a chance to pick it up. The Canadians coming out. Trailing the play was Carbonneau. The smooth skating center hooked it in over the line, but the Nordiques clear it again, and Bell is away. Bruce Bell coming in with Anton Stastny. That's broken up. The Canadians fail to get going on the first try. 3:05 remaining in the period. That's Chelios for Gainey. Gainey and Nyland are going in. Nyland gets set. He has to turn to get a shot. Didn't turn quickly enough. Marois was on him. Now here's the chance. By Sevigny. He is hot tonight. He hasn't been tested a lot, but boy, he's had a couple of toughies. Now Nyland with Anton Stastny losing it. Carbonneau tossed it back in front. Gainey.
Well, the guy I spoke about a few minutes ago, Chris Nyland, Bob, was responsible for most of the work here. Carbonneau finished it off to Gainey, and it's one of those nights where we're not going to see a lot of pure, clean-cut goals. That one, a bit of a scramble, a bouncing puck, and Gainey just took the quick wrist shot and beat Sevigny underneath the trapper. But number 30, Chris Nyland, kept mucking away in the corner and finally got it loose to Carbonneau, who set up Gainey. And there goes Nyland to the front of the net, right there, just inside the post.
Assisted by number 21, Guy Carbonneau. Then number 30, Chris Nyland. At 21 secondes, at 17 minutes, 21 seconds.
17:21, and it's tied now. Gainey to Nyland and Carbonneau. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this first period. And the Canadians, Captain Gainey, have tied it up. Kumpel going in after it. Penny, though, out of the net. He saw him come in. Hunter took a swipe at it, nearly missed it altogether. He didn't clear it out. The Nordiques keep it in. They get another catch. Goal! Goulet. Penny got a piece of it, but it dribbled through his leg.
a bit of another scramble goal. The mayor doesn't like it at all. Michel Goulet, his 30th goal of the season. And Montreal had possession here. Couldn't hang on to the puck, and it went right on the Goulet's stick. And as you mentioned, Bob, Penny got a piece of it. It went between his legs and went over the line. Rick Green had possession of the puck, lost it. And again, a one-goal lead for Quebec.
Quebec's goal scored by number 16, Michel Goulet. Avec l'aide du numéro 5, assisted by number 5, Normand Rochefort.
18 minutes was the time of that goal, and again, the Nordiques have a lead. But the Canadians are trying to tie it again. That is Naslund. Naslund rolled it back. Nobody over there. Robinson had moved to the side. He and Svoboda are the two defensemen for Montreal. And Naslund is coming in. Played it on the wing. Mondu is with him. So is Tremblay. Svoboda's shot hit a skate and bounces out into the center ice area. A minute and a half left in the period. Tremblay and Mondu go in again with Naslund. Naslund playing on the left side. Mondu at center and Tremblay to the right wing, but the Nordiques just calmly play it up to Paiement. Paiment's pass knocked down at the line by Ashton. He couldn't carry on. Robinson had him covered. It's 2-1 Quebec. And now with Ashton back, we have 1 minute to play in the opening period. Paiement from center ice hooked the high one in that Robinson gloved and knocked down, and he's away. Robinson with Carbonneau on the move. Big Robinson out of the net. Chevalier knocks it away. The Canadians can't keep it in, and Svoboda has to go back in a hurry with Kumpel all over him. Kumpel, who scored the first goal of the game, tying up the Montreal defenseman. They push and shove. And finally, they call the play with 34 seconds remaining in the period. And the Canadians have tied it, but the Nordiques get one back, and they're leading by 1. Play just underway with 25 seconds left. 70 out of the net. McPhee knocked down that clearing pass. Canadians have a chance here. Chelios took a shot, and he missed the net with it. So the Nordiques, knowing full well just about 10 seconds left, shoot it down the ice, and Penny has to make a play on it. Now 8 seconds remaining with McPhee coming out. McPhee got as far as center, was turned around there by Goulet, and that'll do it. In the opening period, the shots were by Quebec 17 and by the Canadians 8.
Well, lots of action in that first period, Bob, but Montreal has got a way to go to get back into this hockey game, even though they only trail by a goal. It was pretty well all Nordique. And it was indicated by those shots on goal. Lots of action to come yet.
Kumpel and Goulet with Gainey for the Canadians. And so the score at the end of the first period is Quebec 2, Montreal 1. Stay tuned. 2 Quebec goals were scored by Kumpel at 5:52 from Hunter and Maxwell. Gainey got the Montreal goal. Nyland and Carbonneau assisting, 17-21. And there's the goal by Goulet of Quebec at the 18-minute mark. Rochefort had an assist on that. The shots in the first period were 17-8 for Quebec. And boy, the Canadians were lucky, Mickey, I think, to get out of that first period down just 1 goal.
There's no question about that, Bob. I think we might see a little bit of change of philosophy on the Canadians' part here in the second period. In period number 1, they only sent 1 forechecker in. They did not force the Nordiques very much in their own end. As a result, Quebec was allowed to come cruising out of there with full speed and set up those offensive plays. If it hadn't been for Steve Penny, it could have been 4 or 5-1.
Dale Hunter starts at center ice for Quebec. Cote on the left, number 19, coming in with Paiement, and there's the first shot of the second period. Hunter is in on the rebound. Paiement was in front of the net, but it was cleared in time, and the Canadians get it up to center ice. Mark Hunter shoots it in. Price went back there to help. Moeller tried to clear it and couldn't. Brian Walter for Canadians. Here comes Chelios pinching in. Chelios can't stop it. It rolls outside the blue line. Chelios then got it back. Curvers played it up to center for Montreal. Moeller again. The Canadians now are making changes. Price coming out for Quebec with Moeller. He just got rid of it. This could be icing. Yes, it is. The Canadians are back to pick it up, and the Nordiques are called for icing.
Chris Chelios, a young American defenseman who plays with another young American defenseman, Tommy Curvers, and both of those young men are certainly in a very good position this year for Rookie of the Year. Chelios, of course, came into the playoffs last year with Montreal and played very, very well. And everybody following the hockey club has said that Chelios looks like a veteran, not a rookie out there. Certainly leads that defensive corps.
Mondu, Tremblay, and Naslund, the forward line for the Canadians. Green and Ludwig are the two defensemen. Peter Stastny comes to take the draw against Mondu. Gillis to his left. Stastny got the draw for Marois, the defenseman for Quebec. He did not clear it. Tremblay kept it in. Quick a check from Gillis. And the puck is slipped out to center ice. Mondu tipped it in again on the boards. Dennis Naslund trying a long, weak shot. No problem for Sevigny stopping that one. And the Nordiques start up again. They're leading 2-1. This one could be icing. Penny might have to play it. He did. So the play continues. It rolled right in front of Penny in the crease, and he had to knock it away. So icing was waved off. However, the Canadians get it out anyway. Naslund fired it in. Sevigny flipped it with a stick up on the boards. Peter Stastny and Gillis are coming in again. Peter Stastny, a great move. He nearly got in. Now he centered it right through the crease. Mondu fired one off the boards to center. Both teams making fast changes. Price tried a shot that Penny blocked. Robinson. Carbonneau moves through center ice. Pass didn't come to him. When it did, it was a bit too far. Gainey and Nyland are on the wings for the Canadians. And Robinson turning around. This is Carbonneau, a neat play for Nyland. He couldn't fool Maxwell. And Maxwell for Quebec. Over for Kumpel. Kumpel on the boards is stopped. Gets another chance at it. Looked pretty cool, but he nearly lost it in a dangerous position. The pass went by. Dale Hunter down the ice. Canadians back, picking it up, and again, Quebec call for icing the puck. They played 2 minutes, 21 seconds of the second period. 2-1, Quebec from the Forum in Montreal, Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. You see the shots. That's the way the game has been going. The Nordiques have been all over the Canadians. Canadians aren't coming on, though. It appears here in the second period. Now then, 3 Nordiques to center ice. Peter Stastny with Anton and Marion. Play was broken up, and the Canadians are back in. Naslund ripping in there with Tremblay. Tremblay to the corner, and he was given a bump. Mondu is hit back to the net. Can't hit Naslund with a pass, and the Nordiques again are coming out. They lead 2-1 here in the second period. Peter Stastny's play to Anton. Pass was too far ahead of him. They'll try it again. Tremblay broke this one up. Anton Stastny forechecking along with Marion. Peter moving in. Anton to Marion. To Peter. And covering on him in front of the net was Tom Herbert. He hit Tremblay. Tremblay trying to get it back to the defenseman who was on the move. Now the Canadians making changes again. Here's Carbonneau stealing it. And a great save by Sevigny. Boy, I guess he has come to play tonight, this Richard Sevigny. It's in front again. Another stop, this time by Price. And that shot by Gainey was high. The Canadians do everything but put it in the net. 2-1, Quebec here on this New Year's Eve as they near the 4-minute mark of the second period. Ludwig from center shoots one in. Price goes back for the Nordiques. Icing waved off. They get it out across the line to center. That's Gillis shooting it in. High one off the glove of Penny. Tried to catch it. Nearly missed it. Gainey, a good move. Shoots it in. Nordiques are back quickly. That's Rochefort. Nyland chasing him. But Rochefort got away. Hit Gillis with the pass. Gillis and Ashton coming over the line. In front of the net. Knocked away by Svoboda. And here come the Canadians. In on the wing. Dropped right back. Carlson walked right into it and missed the net by a good margin. But he hit that one awfully hard. 2-1. Quebec. Rochefort. Hunter coming up on the play. Hunter gets set. Winds up. Oh, he didn't miss that far post by very much. Had a good effort trying to hit that far corner. Just missed. Robinson on the board. Deblois to center with Ryan Walter and McPhee now for Montreal. Here's McPhee. McPhee having some trouble. Lost it against Goulet. Nordiques trying to clear. But he's tied up big time and didn't get a good shot. at the goaltender, Richard Sevigny. And they call one way.
He with the chance. You know what Toe Blake's saying over there right now? They don't backhand the puck anymore. He had a chance in the backhand. With the score, 2-1 Nordiques. This is Hockey Night in Canada.
14 minutes, 52 seconds remaining in the second period. Bob Cole here in the Forum at Montreal with Dick Irvin and Mickey Redmond. Don Cherry on a New Year's Eve. And a hockey dandy for you again tonight. Quebec and Montreal. What a motion with these two clubs. Hunter for Canadians with McPhee. Shot nearly fooled Sevigny, but he covered up and held on to it.
Well, the Hunter brothers on the ice together, playing not exactly opposite each other. This time Mark Hunter with an opportunity, and Brother Dale is looking for a little bit of activity down there with one of Mark's teammates. Good stop by Sevigny, Dick. Hunter went to the right, pulled it to the right, and shot it back to where he came from. Tried to put it on the short side, and Sevigny just stayed there long enough to get a piece of it.
Well, I saw Richard play a lot of hockey, Mickey, here in Montreal over the last few years, and what I've seen tonight, he's in one of his sharp moods.
Well, I was going to say, he had it up and down.
That's right.
Well,
he certainly has. And some nights, well, the one night he played this year, mind you, was Ed, but then he had 8 goals against them. That's the only complete game he has played in the NHL until tonight when he started.
Well, if he ever wanted to play well, it's going to be tonight.
I think he was in uniform once as a backup in the 3 previous games, and the other 2, he wasn't even in uniform.
Not a bad job.
Peter Stastny now with J.F. Sauvé, number 15. There he is, rushing up against Curvers. Curvers got a pass away, though. Naslund fired it in. Peter! Tremblay is also out there with Mondu. In front of the net, it bounces down, and two Quebec Nordiques are up on it. Very fast, Sauvé. Sauvé tried to go in. He could not fool Curvers. The defenseman made a pretty good move on him, and he stayed right with him. Nordique twice did not keep it in. It was offside by a whisker at the Canadian blue line.
Well, there's Mario Tremblay, a hat trick the other night against the Rangers. 2 goals last Thursday against these same Nordiques. A little slow getting up after hitting the boards with a pretty good thump on that last exchange.
They've hit the 6-minute mark of the second period. Brent Ashton is bumped. Lockford missed it. Comes back in front of the net, and the Canadians just had to dump it out. Carlson was on the spot to intercept the pass, which was heading right back to the defenseman at the point. Lockford knocks it down. Lost it up the blue line. He tried to drop it to Carlson. Deblois, the other winger on there for Montreal. He's 27. Ashton for Quebec on a pass ahead. Lockhart turning around in his own zone. Ashton in after him. He went back too far. The delayed call, offside.
Peter Stastny at the bench, Don Cherry, saying the Stastnys don't seem to have their hearts in the hockey game here tonight. Time will tell.
It's obvious Jacques Lemaire is coming back with Ryan Walters' line every time Dale Hunter comes out on the ice for the Nordique. Mark Hunter looking after the big goal scorer, Michel Goulet, who has his 30th of the year.
And he's on the left wing with Dale Hunter, 32 at center, and Couple is 17. He has a goal tonight for Quebec. Canadians, Ryan Walter. With Mark Hunter and McPhee. Ryan Walter stopped it off his stick, though, and it goes back to Robinson. To Ryan Walter. Walter fooled one player, and now Hunter is coming in. Mark Hunter with McPhee. McPhee tried to take it from him and go in behind him, but he lost it. So they'll do it again. A play goes to Hunter. Mark Hunter and McPhee with Walter in front of the net. Hunter can't make a play. Falls to his knees. The Canadians are on it, though. All the way back to the blue line. Not a good pass. A good high, hard pass. A little bit too hard, too high for Svoboda. Nyland for Montreal, hit the linesman. Gauthier, he tried to clear one in high. Peter Stastny drops it to Marois. Marois for Price. Coming out. 2-1 is the score. Quebec. Peter Stastny just dumped it in to the right of Steve Penny. Canadians, Gainey back there. Gainey has a goal. The Canadian goal tonight. Now it's centered again. Penny got his arm up to stop Peter Stastny. He came close. Price is bumped hard by Nyland, who might get a penalty on that play.
Getting it. Maybe.
Yeah, wait a minute here.
Well, Quebec had possession of the puck, but I think it's going to be Chris Nyland for interference. And I think it's a correct call by Denny Morrell because Price had not touched the puck and Nyland took a run at him. Call now, Price had chased Mario Tremblay over to the Montreal bench earlier in this second period. So Quebec once again will go on the power play, leading the hockey game 2-1.
And here's what happened on that last big skirmish around Penny with 4:25 left in the period.
Now, Nyland, he took a shot from Peter Stastny, I think, Bob, on that play. And then Nyland mixed it up with Dale Hunter. They both get a couple of minutes with 4:25 to go here in the second period.
So Nyland goes for 2. Dale Hunter also for 2. Michel Bergeron, they worked out his team in Quebec today and drove down this afternoon for the game. Canadians took it rather easy today. Not everybody skated. They're all going tonight. Here's Mondu. Mondu got in front. Still in there though. It comes through the 2 defensemen and slides down the ice. Robinson. That's Svoboda. He moves away with Robinson taking the pass. Coming out to the line at center, Robinson and Mondu with Naslin. Drops back to Naslin. Trying to hit Robinson. Sevigny out of the goal, tipping it into the corner. Nick Robinson is in there trying to knock it loose, and he does. Canadians looking for the tying goal. Svoboda faked the shot. Naslin was faked also, and the Nordiques break it up. Ashton got in front of the pass. Now he lost it. The Canadians are right back in. Naslin again looking for a bit of room and some help, and he doesn't get either. And the Canadians find the Nordiques skating away. Gillis shoots one in, and Quebec will make quick changes now. 3:20 to play in a period. The Canadians, Carbonneau. He was stopped by Marois at the blue line. One-on-one, Ashton against Chelios. He fooled Chelios on the first move, but not the second. And the defenseman right with him at the blue line. Marois. Penny stopped it. Penny cleared the rebound before Peter Stastny to get a stick on it. And the Canadians fighting now to tie it up before this period is out. Chelios is in and takes the bump. Carries on. Got away from another check. Chelios nearly hammered by Anton Stastny, and he'll get a big hand from this capacity crowd at the Forum. Great work by Chelios, and Bergeron knows it. Bob Cole with Mickey Redmond, Dick Irvin and Don Cherry at the Forum in Montreal, as Penny has to leave the net about 40 feet to clear one up. Deblois nearly picked it up and went in. There was only one man back at the time. It's 2-1. Quebec leading with 2:30 to play in the second period. Goulet went in after it in the corner, knocked it in behind the net, and Ludwig was there to chop it away. There's Dale Hunter again, Nyland. They're back on the ice, and Nyland, a nice play for Deblois. He got away from the check, hooked it over in front, and Goulet was covering with Maxwell. Goulet's pass, in on the boards. Nyland didn't look at the puck at all. He went right after his man. And set up wide, there's a penalty coming up against Quebec. Peter Stastny.
Look out. Hunter and Nyland are going to go again. Dale Hunter took a pretty good piece to Nyland, and the penalty being called is going to be against Quebec. You mentioned, Bob, Nyland didn't even bother with the puck. He took a shot at Peter Stastny. Michel Goulet is going to get the gate. Now here's Nyland chasing Peter Stastny in the corner, up by the blue line. Well, we didn't get the follow-through on that, but
18:01, and the penalty is to Goulet. It's for hooking. And the Canadians now, with a minute 59 left to play in the second period, have an opportunity to tie it. That would kind of set the stage for a nice third period, Mick, wouldn't it, though? All right, the Canadians have Mondu with Tremblay, Naslin, Chelios, and Curvers. Gillis and Ashton with Marois and Rochefort, the penalty killers for Quebec. Minute 52 left in the period. Canadians power play develops from center. Naslin going in, tried to pass it, goes into the corner. Mondu is bumped. Naslin is in. It comes to Chelios. He took a shot. The defenseman Marois let it go. It took a crazy hop off the boards and came back out to him, and then it's cleared down the ice. Now then, a minute and a half left of the period. 2-1 Quebec. Montreal power play. Mondu trying to play a little soccer to move away from Dale Hunter. Tremblay to center. Naslin on the move. Naslin got in a slot. Now Curvers in front. It goes. Mondu couldn't see it. Mondu now back to the line, and it's tipped down the ice. 1:05 left in the period. Canadians make changes. All right, then 55 seconds now as the Canadians come to center. Carbonneau on the boards. Carbonneau takes his time. Sevigny out of the net. Tipped it to the corner. Gillis covered his man. The Nordiques get a chance to move it out and can't. Chelios knocked it down, but his pass intended for Curvers hit Coche. 40 seconds left in the period. 2-1. Quebec. Canadians power play. Coming back out again. Giving it one more shot. It goes in. Dribbles into Sevigny. Moeller backhands it ahead. Deblois keeping it in. Into the corner it goes. Deblois trying to knock it loose. It goes to Carbonneau. Carbonneau tied up by Price. Cote and Deblois bumped together. 15 seconds left. Here's the break for Quebec. Gillis got in front, and then he was hit hard by Chelios. 7 seconds left in the period. Canadians. Svoboda just did get away from a check thrown by Hunter. He got a piece of him, but not all of them. Could have been worse. And there's the siren. The second period is over. They're still just a goal apart.
Well, lots of electricity still left in this building, and the third period to come. Hunter taking a run right here at the end of the period on Svoboda. He got the stick up pretty good on Dale Hunter. Knocked the helmet right off him.
And so the score at the end of the second period is Quebec 2, Montreal 1. The teams are out ready to start the third period. In the second, the Quebec Nordiques outshot the Canadians 5-4. Two period totals 22-12. And there's the scoring with the third period now underway. Canadians go right in after it. Pass didn't get by Hunter. Back in front of the Quebec goal. Temple played a pass to center ice. It's chopped in by Goulet. Right away, the Nordiques are making changes with the Canadians going back, and led by Walter, they start out with McPhee and Hunter. Hunter carrying. McPhee on the left side. Tapped it with his skate. He nearly got in front, but he was stopped by Marois in time. McPhee still in there with Mondu now. McPhee got it again. He's tied up in the corner. Here is Mondu who got that pass. McPhee lost the chance. They tipped it back.
It didn't take long. 55 seconds into the period, and a funny goal again, Bob. Tremblay getting a piece of it. Hunter had his stick on it. It went underneath. Whether McPhee got to it before it went over the line or not makes no difference to the Canadians. The game is tied. And Mario Tremblay does the work right there between the legs of Richard Sevigny. Barely over the crease, over the line.
Tremblay got the goal. Boy, has he had a hot hand.
McPhee has 5 seconds at 55 seconds.
55 seconds, and the Canadians have tied it. They're in again. Naslin's shot. It's off the leg and bounces out to center. Chelios trying to hustle back, but Paiement is in fast. Paiement takes a shot. Rebound, Maxwell. A high shot off the glass. Price on the other side now. The Nordiques are turning it on. They're looking for that one-goal lead again as they hit the goalpost, and it comes off the magnetic moorings. And, of course, the play is called. Mario Tremblay has tied it for the Canadians here in the third period.
Well, Bob, you're right. When you're hot, and Tremblay is the guy that's been doing it for Canadians. A lucky one, but they got it, and the game is tied, and this form, as they begin the wave, is excited.
The goal came at 55 seconds. Canadians in after it again. And Robinson got the pass into Carbonneau, and he was stopped by Sevigny. Score is tied at 2. Svoboda and Robinson on the defense. Carbonneau, Gainey, and Nyland up front for Montreal, and they're on the move coming out. Pass didn't get out across the line, and the play is called offside.
Well, a great chance to put Montreal ahead. Robinson picked up an errant pass, tried to set up Carbonneau. He didn't get a lot of wood on the shot, but nevertheless, Sevigny had to make a save on the play. Let's have another look at that one. That's right there. You see Carbonneau half banned on the shot, but Gainey heading for the net.
Dale Hunter for Quebec. Kumpel is on the right side. Goulet is on the left wing. Kumpel's long shot missed the net. It bounced in front. Hunter got a pass to Goulet, but the Canadians intercept, and 3 of them burst out of the zone with McPhee bringing it in with Walter. Walter shoots. Stopped by Sevigny. McPhee! His shot went through the crease, came out the other side. Goulet moving over for it now. Tapped it down the ice. And icing is going to be called against Quebec with Ludwig going back.
Well, Bob, the home team's come to life as I was walking up the stairs, I guess.
I was going to say, Dick, believe it, as they say, while you were away. Montreal came out of the gate charging and was much more offensive-minded here in the forechecking department and making it happen and getting some scoring chances. They've only had 3 shots on goal, but they've been bugging the Nordiques in their own zone as Quebec has been doing in Montreal.
Well, that's the way the Nordics started the hockey game. 3 shots on goal, and in the last period, they didn't get their 4th shot till the 13-minute mark.
Right. Now, Mondu with Naslund and Tremblay once again for Montreal. Marois, the defenseman, cleared it for Paymon. Not out. Shot right out. And Mondu was there, but missed it. There's Naslund now. Naslund, he was given a bump back to the net. Naslund kicked it loose. He's being held there by Paul Gillis. The play continues, and Paymon comes down. Paymon takes his shot. Penny just jammed the legs on it. And Curvers was there for Montreal. Ashton went after it. He and Gillis fight for it on the boards. Gillis falls to the ice. Tremblay right after him goes to the ice. And the Canadians move it up to the Quebec line. They're turning. Marois back in again. Flipped it in behind Penny, who watched it slide all the way to Mario Tremblay. Tremblay has tied it up at 55 seconds here in the third period. It's tied at 2. And another great New Year's Eve game here at the Forum in Montreal. The great rivalry, Canadians and Nordiques. Svoboda looking pretty good. Got a pass over there, and the shot is deflected high. Up on the glass. Deblois was given a hard jolt by Peter Stastny. Cote to Peter Stastny. He did not control the pass. The Nordiques still looking for it, and they get it. Cote and Peter Stastny with Sauvé. Sauvé got it back. A shot. And that was just off as Rochefort let her go. He threw her. They took running, and they're leading again, these Quebec Nordiques.
That one was deflected, Bob. That one, I believe, hit J.F. Sauvé, who was standing about 20 feet in front of Penny. And went in the far side. Now, Sauvé's, they're right there. You see, McPhee has got a piece of him, but I think it hit Sauvé either in the leg or the skate. Now, there's Sauvé right in front of you. The shot coming from the point. And you see Penny and redirected just underneath his trapper.
On Canadians' last goal, an assist is given to number 6, Pierre Mondu. Le but des Nordiques compté par le numéro 21. Quebec's goal scored by number 21, Randy Muller, avec l'aide du numéro 5, assisted by number 5, Normand Rochefort. 8 to go, and number 15.
We'll give you that official scoring play in just a moment. Anton Stastny went in after the puck. Stastny allowed Hunter to go in, who got it back now. Penny had to be good on that one. Hunter coming out for Montreal. Up to center. Going in along the boards. He grabbed it. Tried to move it back in front. Still has a chance to make a play. He's out for himself. Took his shot, didn't get through. McPhee slapped at it. McPhee again. And finally, the Nordiques shoot it out. 3:59 was the time of that go-ahead goal for Quebec. Moeller from Rochefort and Sauvé. 3-2, Quebec. At the blue line, Gainey tipped it back in. Gainey couldn't knock that one down. And the Canadians have to hustle back as Penny stops it, and the Nordiques are making fast changes all around now. Payma on the ice again with Gillis, number 23, and Ashton, number 9. There's Ashton taking the pass to Gillis, to Payma. Good play. Payma shot rifled right at Penny, and he stood there cutting the angle. Back from Montreal, Nyland on with Gainey and Carbonneau shooting it in. It's a fast-paced third period now. The Marois high flip shot went over the glass into the crowd. Live on CBC Hockey Night in Canada. Again for Montreal, Mondu, Naslund, and Tremblay. Svoboda and Robinson are the defensemen. Payma, Gillis, and Ashton for Quebec. Puck knocked down by the Canadians in front of the net. Ashton moving back. Tremblay took a swipe at it. Robinson gets set. High shot off the glass again. Payma. His pass stopped by Tremblay. Coming in Naslund. Nasland's drive. That was blocked by Price, and Moeller has it for Quebec. He hit Payma. The Nordiques passing well. Getting to center ice. Dropping it was Payma to Gillis. In behind the play, Ashton. Payma got in front of the net. Svoboda was knocked down, but the Canadians cleared it to the line. It's just on the line now, out over. Gillis is back, dumping it in, and the Nordiques making fast changes here at this point in the third period. They've played 6 minutes. It's 3-2, Quebec. Pass ahead. Peter Stastny coming in with Sauvé. Peter Stastny takes his time, gave it to Rochefort. The drive. Penny covered on it. Looked for the rebound, but it went off to the corner. Sauvé tried to hit Cote and didn't. And now Nyland with Gainey coming out with him. McPhee going to the Canadians bench. Make that Svoboda going over there, and Carbonneau is on the ice. Here's Carbonneau. Took backhanded in front. Got another chance and missed it as he took a swipe at it. The Nordiques, 2 of them come to center. A third catching up. Sauvé to Peter Stastny. Cote got in front, and Carbonneau wheels. Comes right back in. Carbonneau shoots. Gloved by Sevigny. And the goaltender, who has been outstanding tonight, when called upon, hangs on to it. Tonight's game is coming to you from the Forum in Montreal. Bob Cole with Dick Urban, Mickey Redmond, and Don Cherry at the Forum in Montreal on this New Year's Eve. 3-2, Quebec. We know you're not disappointed. Here to watch this one. Johnny, we're not disappointed being here calling it for you. It's a great hockey game. Goulet for Quebec. And the Canadians fail to get the draw. Goulet, who got it, moved out to center. Hands it off on the left wing. Dale Hunter hustling into the corner. Chelios given a bump by Goulet. Hunter on the loose puck. Hunter takes a look back at the blue line and can't make the play. Anton Stastny going in, centered it. Back to the line and Price fired it off. There's going to be a penalty against the Canadians at this point. Here it is.
Nordics coming on a bit, Mick, and one of the reasons we saw it right there off the face-off in the Nordic zone. Canadians unable to get control of that puck, and zingo, they're up the ice very quickly. They've done that a lot tonight.
Quebec has done it very well all night long. That's the case at the other end where Goulet was getting set to take a shot, and he got hooked to the ice by Mark Hunter. They don't like it here at the Forum, but Denny Morel makes the call, and Quebec gets an opportunity now to put themselves 2 up. To look at the penalty right there. There's not much question about the hook.
Canadians penalty number 20, Mark Hunter, uses for hooking at 7 minutes 24 seconds.
7:24 here in the third period, and a crucial penalty called against Mark Hunter of the Canadiens. And Quebec with that go-ahead goal here in the third, leading 3-2, have Anton Stastny with Goulet and Peter Stastny, Marois and Sauvé. Sauvé is back at the blue line. Anton Stastny turned around, but Peter got it back to Anton. Anton made a couple of strides, looks back near the line. Eventually, Sauvé had to get it. Then he rolled it into the corner to Peter. Peter Stastny is stopped. Green of the Canadiens holding it, killing a few seconds. Gainey went in there. The Stastny's got it loose. Sauvé's shot deflected into the crowd behind Steve Penny.
Well, it's hard to believe this Nordic power play is only working at a 17% clip with the Stastnys out there and Goulet, who's over 50 goals for the last couple of years. That has got to be a big sore spot for Michel Bergeron. These guys are dangerous when you're at even strength, let alone when they have the man advantage, but they just don't seem to be finishing off. Maybe it's the fact that they are trying to pass that puck, Dick, a little too much and not taking the scoring chances when they get them.
I was going to say, Mick, people say, well, why isn't it working? And there's chemistry, I guess. There's a different thinking comes into being when it's the one-man advantage.
Well, they certainly control the puck enough, but I really believe that they're not shooting enough. Trying to make that perfect play all the time, and it just isn't possible.
Dale Hunter is 32. He falls along with Carbonneau. So they'll do it all over again. Peter Stastny is on the right side now with Goulet on the left wing. That's a fairly potent line on this power play, which has another minute, 26 seconds left in it. Sauvé and Marois, the other two out there for Quebec. Robinson and Chelios on the defense. Gainey and Carbonneau will try to kill a penalty up front for Montreal. They get it to the line and out over. Good work by Carbonneau to move it up to the center ice area. Slap back in. Carbonneau will push it down the ice. He got it high, but right to Sauvé. Minute 5 left in the penalty. Marois hands it off to Goulet. He got it back. Marois winds up. Took a shot. That's blocked by Carbonneau. Goulet centered it. The goal has been moved again. Hunter, I think, went into it this time.
That was funny. The referee was parallel to the net, but was watching the puck, and he didn't see it. And the play went on for, I would think, 3-4 seconds before one of the linesmen blew his whistle and brought it all to an end.
You'd have lots of fun with that one, wouldn't you? If the net was off the moorings by a little bit and it was shot in behind the goaltender. Carbonneau doing a good job here again of killing penalties, blocking shots as he does so often. There you see the net being dislodged by Hunter and got knocked into it.
Dale Hunter, his 5th season. And his brother Mark in the penalty box. There's 56 seconds left. Face-off outside the Canadiens' line. Canadiens hit the road after this one here tonight. 4 straight games away from Montreal. And when they come back, they play Edmonton. So nobody said it would be easy.
Would you call this a fair call? The face-off comes out because Hunter was responsible for knocking the net off, and he was knocked into it.
Maxwell for Quebec with Peter Stastny and Sauvé in after the puck. Mondeau is after him. Mondeau comes up with it. Now he tries to hold it in the corner. They get a whistle. After tonight's game, the Nordiques play 7 of their next 9 games at home, Dick.
Yeah, they play a back-to-back weekend on the road this coming Friday and Saturday, and wrapped around that, Bob, are the 5 home games that they have. So, you know, it's the Adams division could be a lot tighter in a week or two. Guy Lapointe, a long-time All-Star here in Montreal. Remember those teams, Mickey? You remember them well. They used to say Canadians won it with defense. Dryden, Lapointe, Savard, Robinson, All-Stars, all.
Well, Guy was one of the, maybe not the first, but the original group to be very offensive-minded. Like to carry the puck and a great shot.
Marois now with 35 seconds left on the Canadian penalty. Nordiques looking for another goal. I tell you, a 2-goal lead will be tough to overcome for Montreal, the way this game has been going. It's 3-2 at the moment. Quebec leading. Maxwell faked the shot. Now he might step into it. There it is. It was tipped by Goulet. What? Goulet scores! Goulet chopped down the rebound and put a high one home, and it is 4-2.
That's why he has 30 goals plus 1.
I was going to say, Dick, a goal scorer is a goal scorer is a goal scorer. Does he ever bury this one up in the top corner? Goulet with consecutive 50 goal years, 2 years ago 57, last year 56, and well on his way again. There his 31st and 2nd of the night, and he didn't waste a second. The shot came through, the rebound came right to him, and he dumped it right underneath the crossbar. Look at that shot. Perfect.
Avec l'aide du numéro 4, assisted by number 4.
Canadians come fighting back. They shoot the puck into the Quebec zone right away. 2-goal lead now for the Nordiques. We'll give you the official scoring play in a moment. When we get a chance, Paymont drops it back to Moeller. Moeller got rid of it. To center. McPhee with Deblois and Flockhart on there for the Canadians. Chelios back with Curvers. Price for Quebec, keeping it in. Penny had to be careful with Paymont skating in front of him. Gillis and Ashton, the other two on there for Quebec. There is Curvers starting away. Gets up as far as the line. Ashton chasing him, but he shook him off. Tested Sevigny with a long shot. Sevigny made it look easy, but it was a hard shot as he hit the blue line. He let it go. 9:50 to play. Third period, 4-2 Quebec. Canadians trying to get back into it. They need a goal here badly. And the Nordiques, you know, will now check them right into the ice if they can. Chelios being watched by Dale Hunter. Pass to the Curvers. He shoots it off the boards to center. Naslin on with Mondu and Mario Tremblay. They'll have to go back again. Goulet, who has given the Nordiques a 2-goal lead, couldn't stop it. Mario Tremblay, 3 Canadians over on the boards on that win. Shot into the corner. Hunter was knocked flying by Mario Tremblay. The play is called. Wouldn't take much to get that going.
Well, McPhee's the guy who took a run at Hunter. Whether Hunter's interested in McPhee or not, it's hard to tell.
He's looking for Mario Tremblay. They had a bit of a tangle over by the penalty box.
Mickey, the Canadians aren't sharp tonight in many ways. Now, you have to give the Nordiques full credit for keeping them off balance. But we just saw that sequence there. They didn't move the puck more than 10 feet over their own blue line, and they had about 3 cracks at it.
No, they're not as sharp as we were used to seeing them this season. There's no question about that, Dick. But Quebec has played very, very well, and full marks for a 4-2 lead.
10:49, the time of penalties to Dale Hunter and Mike McPhee, but it all started along the boards in front of the penalty box when Hunter did this to Mario Tremblay. And the aftershock to all of that led to the McPhee-Hunter confrontation.
Quebec's 4th goal, Goulet from Maxwell and Sauvé at 9:09. That was a power play goal. And it is 4-2 Quebec. They're in again. Moeller to Price. Closing in. Penny stopped it. The rebound is there, and so is Gainey. Gainey coming out. He got as far as center. A little bit farther. At the blue line, he knew Carbonneau had gone in, so he had to turn, preventing the offside. But the Canadians will have to come all the way back. 8:30 to play. Third period. 4-2 Quebec. Robinson leading this rush to Carbonneau. He shoots at a rolling puck, and it's knocked down in front of Sevigny. The Nordiques are back out again. Marois gives it to Rochefort. That hard shot is wide, and Svoboda has it behind the Canadian net. Minute left in the penalties. Naslin gets the pass. Coming up, Naslin has to shoot it in. The puck was behind him. Mondu is with him up there. The 2 forwards on for the Canadians. Green is on the ice, and now Ludwig comes out. The Nordiques, Rochefort. A pass on the far side, and Ashton comes in. Ashton with Gillis up on the play. Ashton was knocked off the puck, and look at Green lug it now. A nice pass for Mondu. Mondu and Naslin drop to him. Naslin's shot is blocked, and then Naslin was bumped by Gillis. 25 seconds left in the penalties. And Price from center stepped up over the line, passed it over in front. Sauvé is covered. The Nordiques, Paymont couldn't knock it down. And the Canadians, that is Mondu. He's all alone. He has to shoot it in, then he heads off to the Canadians' bench. 5 seconds left in the penalties as Paymont comes in. Paymont drops it back. Chelios got a pass away. It floats to center. Flockhart, the speedster, up after it. He spun around and couldn't get a shot through. 7 minutes to play, third period. 4-2 Quebec. Dale Hunter stopping it, pushing it ahead. Sauvé has a good chance. Sauvé kicked out by Penny as he tried to go in on the short side of the Canadian goaltender. Sauvé again back of the net. He did not see Goulet, who was open for a moment in front, and that's all he needs, a moment. Goulet can really get him away quickly. 6:30 to play, third period. Quebec leading Montreal, 4-2, a long lead pass. Canadian Seblois elected to shoot from a fair distance, and the Canadians make quick changes now. They need a goal to get back into this. Peter Stastny on the ice. His pass stopped. Cleveneau and Nyland are stopped by Peter Stastny. Goulet went in after it. Robinson skates him out of the play. Peter Stastny grabbed the puck for Anton. Anton lost it to Robinson, and Robinson in front of his own net played it up to center. Gainey just missed it, and Moeller dropped it back to Price. Nordiques now playing it rather close, staying close to the Canadians. They're offside, however, on this play with 5:50 left. And the Nordiques hang on to that 2-goal lead. Bob Cole, Dick Urban, and Mickey Redmond, along with Don Cherry at the Forum in Montreal, for another classic matchup between the Canadians and the Quebec Nordiques. The Nordiques with the upper hand at this moment, leading 4-2. 5:40 to play, third period. Couple, Gillis, and Ashton for Quebec. Naslund, along with Mondeau and Tremblay for Canadians. Ashton coming in. Penny down. Couple tried to get a shot up over the goaltender and couldn't. But the Nordiques keep it in. That's Gillis forechecking and working hard. 3 Canadians put out of the zone now. Naslund with Mario Tremblay trying to hit him. Chelios. That shot stopped by Sevigny. And the Nordiques nearly got a break with Ashton going in and nobody back. Tremblay to Mondeau. Mondeau to the blue line. Chelios shot. He tried to give it to Naslund to tip it. He got a piece of it. Now Naslund swings and misses just inside the blue line, allowing Hunter to come out for the Nordiques and backhanding one up for Steve Penny to drop it to Chelios. 4:45 to play, third period. Time running out on Montreal here on this New Year's Eve. In a battle of the Adams Division rivals, the Quebec Nordiques and the Montreal Canadiens. Canadians in first place, the Nordiques trying to close the gap. Long shot by Goulet. Tipped away. Price stopped it at the blue line. Nearly gave it up, though. Hooked back in, and Green comes out. Green through the middle to McPhee. McPhee stopped. Fired it up in the corner behind the net with 4:15 to play, regulation time. And the Quebec Nordiques just shoot it down the ice. They will be called for icing as Ludwig is back. Hockey Night in Canada returns in just a moment. No scoring in tonight's second period. We've had 3 goals in the first, 3 here in the third so far, with 4 minutes left to play in this third period, and the Nordiques have outscored the Canadians 4-2 and have outshot them 31-18. Canadians have to come back again. The Canadians have to pull the stops now, and Sauvé is allowed to go in. Another big save by Penny.
Another giveaway by Montreal.
This is what can happen when you're trying to open up and get back into the game with the clock running against you. 3:30 to play now, and the Nordiques have a 2-goal spread on the Canadians. It's tipped for Carbonneau. Carbonneau with Gillis after him. Gillis made a good play to knock it away, and it's shot back inside the blue line with Svoboda going back. With Robinson turning, Robinson in front of the net. A play comes to the left side, a neat pass to Gainey. Gainey is up over the line, in on Moeller, and Moeller stayed with him all the way. Carbonneau went in after it in the corner. There goes Big Robinson. Back to the line, and Nyland had skated by and left that open spot.
Well, the Nordiques have got enough now. That'll be offside at the Quebec line. But they've got enough, 4-2 with only 2:56 to play. They're just checking all over the Canadians now. Dumping it out, dumping it in. They've played a very solid hockey game, Quebec has here from start to finish.
Kumpel and Goulet in the first, and Gainey for the Canadians. And here in the third, Tremblay scored at 55 seconds. And then Moeller and Goulet for that 4-2 lead.
There's the giveaway and the interception by J.F. Sauvé. Right pad stop by Penny. Little Sauvé is not a big man, but is he ever an important guy for Michel Bergeron on these Nordiques? Plays the point on the power play. Tireless worker out there.
Canadians, Chelios with Curvers on the defense, tried to chop it in. Naslund, Mondu, Tremblay, that's the Canadians' best line by far this season. They're on the ice now. Ashton with Paymaw. They give it away again right in front. What a good play by Mondu. He was in front of the netminder who had gone down. Penny was out of the play, but the Canadians got away with that one. 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Third period. Canadians trailing Quebec by 2 goals. And the Nordiques, Will Paymaw just watched the puck go into the Canadian zone, and then he goes to the bench. Campo jumps on. Ashton is on there, along with Hunter for Quebec. Canadians now being checked into the ice by Quebec. Campo reached in for it, couldn't knock it. 2 minutes left to play. Third period. A high one goes in from the stick of McPhee. And there goes Mark Hunter, leaving it for Ryan Walter. McPhee to the other side. The Canadians keep it in. McPhee on the play. Stopped it. Minute 45 left. Bowler bumped his man on the board. Took center. Sevigny down. They tried to jam it in off the skate of Sevigny, but the goaltender held tight to the goalpost. 1 minute and 38 seconds left to play in the third period in this one. The Nordiques, who have been beaten by the Canadians in their only 3 meetings so far this year, are up 2 goals. Gainey is in close goal. Tried to tip it over there. And a play is called, maybe a penalty.
Yep, penalty coming up to Quebec. With 1:27 to go, Carbonneau headed for the front of the net to try to get a pass from Gainey, was dumped. Alain Côté will take a rest for the rest of this hockey game, unless, of course, Montreal can score with the man advantage. Here's a look at it right there. Carbonneau is tripped up in front of the net. Côté gets waved for it. We may see Steve Penny out of the net. Canadians trailing by a pair.
This is one time when you think about removing that goaltender, Mickey. When Quebec is short-handed, of course, they have the opportunity to shoot the puck from anywhere inside their own zone, taking a gamble at that empty net because they can ice it. So,
well, you've got the decision here is, should Lemaire pull him out with 1:27 to go? You've already got the man advantage, but you can't wait too long, and as it looks right now, a timeout has been called, and I think Penny is going to stay on the bench because the face-off is deep in the Nordic zone. You trail by a pair, and I think it's a good move.
All right, here's the time where they have 2 skaters advantage over Quebec Nordique. So they must hustle. They have to send 2 after the puck at all times. You can't let the Nordiques beat you to the puck inside that blue line of theirs.
Well, as always the case, the face-off is so important. Montreal has to put, for every Nordic body that's up on the line, they've got to put a player against them just to hold them and hook them and do anything they can. Seldom will they call a penalty in this type of situation, so they get the lock on them and hold them right there and hope they can win the draw back into the slot area.
Well, with this big crowd turning out on a New Year's Eve here in Montreal and millions more across the country looking in, I think it would be fitting the way these 2 teams have put out for us tonight if the Canadians should get one here. With a minute 27 left, they're going to try their darndest, that's for sure, but Sevigny has been very tough tonight in goal for Quebec. He's been tested just 18 times compared to the 34 shots at Penny, but he has been good.
Montreal only had 5 players on with Penny on the bench. Finally, Big Robinson comes out, and he'll cover the middle of the area.
All right, Mondu, Walter, Curvers, Robinson, Chelios, and Naslund. These are the 6 players for the Canadians.
See, Lemaire wants Naslund over on the other side. Who's going to take the draw? Ryan Walter.
1:27 to play. Quebec leading 4-2. And they appear to be a little nervous on this face-off. Let's see, it's dropped in. Walter tied his man up. Gillis fell. Gillis shoots at the center, and down the ice it goes. That'll kill a few seconds before the Canadians can get back in that position inside the Quebec line. But not very long, because here they come. Naslund dropped the pass back. Robinson left it there and got in front as Walter took the shot. Robinson was heading right for the front of the net. Minute 7 left now.
Montreal is keeping 2 defensemen, Curvers and Chelios, both back as your trigger man, and possibly they might want to sneak one of those guys up right into the top of the circle. The face-off is a draw as it was the last time. The Nordiques finally won it and got possession and dumped it out. If they had that extra man up there, Montreal might be able to get possession of a neutral face-off.
Mondu is leaving the ice, and Carbonneau is on for Montreal. I think maybe Bergeron has called a timeout now.
Yep.
For the Nordiques. So, timeout Quebec. Canadians have already called that timeout. This is probably good for Lemaire, too, at this stage with 1:07 left. No doubt it is. And he is setting the stage over there, as you see. While on this side, directly below us, Michel Bergeron looks up at that clock high over the ice at the Forum, and it shows 1:07 left.
Certainly got an audience over there, doesn't he? Full attention being given to Jacques Lemaire right now as he explains what he wants off this faceoff. Looks like Carbonneau is going to take the draw and try to draw it back towards the boards. Back to that right point man, Chris Chelios.
Marois, one defenseman on there, along with Rochefort for Quebec. Dale Hunter, Gillis. Gillis has played a tough game tonight for Quebec. Well, they get set to drop it in. Quebec, remember, is serving a penalty. The Canadians have 6 skaters. Steve Penny, the goaltender, on the bench. 1:07 left, 4-2, Quebec. Gauthier, the linesman, drops it in. It goes into the corner. There goes Dale Hunter after it. He is stopped. Dale Hunter again, still battling for it, trying to move it out. Carbonneau is in there. Carbonneau has the puck. A minute left in the third period. Hit center. Naslund gets set. A shot is knocked down. It comes to Chelios. Let it go. He missed the rebound. They score! It is not over yet.
No, sir. I think it was Carbonneau, was it not, who finished it off? A couple of them had a pop at it. Naslund, it was blocked by Marois. He gave it right to Chelios. The puck comes around the side. Ryan Waller jammed it through the crease, and I think Guy Carbonneau just smacked it in the open side. 49 seconds to go. A high-angle look at it now as they set it up. The 2 extra skaters out there. They're giving it to Ryan Walden. Steve Penny will stay on the bench with the face-off back at center ice.
In the middle, 26 and number 26, Naslund.
You see Walter all alone to the right of Sevigny as he shoves it through there.
And there's the time remaining. 49 seconds, time of that goal, 19-11. The Canadians try to hustle in again, and they do, thanks to the work of Ryan Walter. The Canadian net is empty. Kerber's keeping it in. Nordiques can't clear it out. Chelios took a shot. 33 seconds left, and a break for Paynon. Can he make it? Walter going back. Walter makes the big play. And the Canadians have another shot at it. Wouldn't this be something? 20 seconds left. The Canadians shoot it in. Sevigny dumped it high to center. And it's all the way down the ice. That might do it. The icing is called against Quebec. That is not a good play. 10 seconds left, and the Canadians net empty. And they have another shot at a face-off deep in the Quebec zone. It's 4-3 Quebec. Don't leave us now.
Both teams have used their timeout. You see Bergeron, who wants some fresh people out there. Alain Côté. Montreal making some changes, but B comes on. He's got some tired people out there right now. Ryan Walter, who just got back to stop Payman from dumping one in the open net.
The goal at 19-11. Getting the Canadians to within 1. Walter from Chelios and Naslund. A power play goal.
Now there's Sevigny dumping it down the ice all by himself, and the icing call made with 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds it is, and the Canadians' Mondu goes over to the bench and is talking to Jacques Lemaire, and the referee, Morel, calls him back into the play. The Nordiques all lining up. The Canadians have Carbonneau, Deblois, Mondu, McPhee, Ludwig, Chelios. It comes in, but they score!
can you say? You've got to feel bad for the Nordiques. And a happy punch for the Canadians right off the face-off. It took exactly 2 seconds. And this place erupts as we're most assuredly going to have overtime. My goodness. A mad scramble from the front of the net. Pierre Mondu is the guy that did the damage. It got 570 underneath the trapper, right off the draw. There it is. He took it on the backhand, went to the forehand, and beat Sevigny with 8 seconds to go, and this place is still going bananas.
Number 21, Guy Carbonneau.
Listen to the crowd.
At 19 minutes, 52 seconds.
1952. Well, let's go back a bit, if we may. At 1911, a power play goal by Orion Walter got the Canadians within 1 goal of the Nordiques, who seemed to have the game wrapped up. And then the goaltender, Sevigny, who was dying to play tonight. It was earlier announced that Gosselin would play. Sevigny played well, but he decided to shoot the puck down the ice. As we look at that last play again, and a scramble, Mondu dumped it in off the faceoff, and icing was called on that clearing play by Sevigny. And the result is what you see there. A tying goal by Mondu, his 11th from Carbonneau at 1952, and 8 seconds left. We were talking about having a special game for Hockey Night in Canada viewers across the country on New Year's Eve. Quebec and Montreal would be a beautiful matchup. And brother, have we got it. Well, it's a fitting end of your Canadians and the Canadian fans. These Nordiques have got to be very, very disappointed. They have played a very strong hockey game from start to finish tonight. And they end up in this position and a possible chance to lose it in overtime. And they thought they had it wrapped up. The Canadians, Mickey, are 1-1-6 in 8 overtime games this season, compared to a 1-1-5 record in 7 overtime games in the entire last season. Now the Nordiques are 3-1-5 in 9 overtime games this season, compared to 0-5-10 record in 15 overtime games all of last season. So they've improved in that department. If that's an omen, I don't know. Only 8 seconds left. Penny is going back in the net. He's got to be rather jubilant. The shots up to this point, 34-21 for the Nordiques. It's quite an ending. A minute 27 seconds to go in this game. It was 4-2 Nordique, and it looked like it was all over. Can you imagine less than a minute to play with a 2-goal lead? Nordique's got a penalty. You have to give full marks to the Canadians for hanging in there and driving hard and scoring, and then scoring a game. So it's tied. 4-4. 5 seconds left. You got a bonus tonight, folks. We've got overtime. We'll return with overtime in a moment. Well, we're set in the booth, and they're set down there in the stands, let me tell you. They've started a wave here at the Forum on this final game of 1984. What a way to ring out the old year. Mickey, Quebec, and Montreal deadlocked now, and overtime coming up. Well, I would think Montreal would be very happy at this point, Bob, after being down those couple of goals so late in the game, to settle for a point out of this hockey game. But you know they're going to come out charging. They've got Big Mo on their side. And as Don pointed out, we'll see what is left possibly of the Nordiques. It's got to be totally disheartening to see it waste away on you like that. Well, if there is a goal, let's hope it's a real good one. Ah, this is good stuff. Dale Hunter with Anton Stastny and Goulet, and there is Goulet breaking in right away. Try to center it. It hit the side of the net. Penny reaches out. A good play by Penny as Hunter was in looking forward. The Nordiques, however, bring it in. And now it rolls out over the line to the center ice area. And here comes Chelios. Chelios up over center, going in with Hunter. Mark Hunter bumped on the boards. McPhee went in there. Walter going off to the bench. Chelios, the Canadians, a long shot, gloved away by Sevigny easily. That was a weak shot from a fair distance. That is Curvers. Curvers played it from inside his own line, and McPhee up across center is offside, so they'll bring it inside the Montreal blue line. They played 42 seconds of overtime.
Takes you back a couple of years when Dale Hunter scored an overtime goal against Canadians in the playoffs. And McPhee down in the corner with that same man again, Dale Hunter, who's been in the Canadians' hair all night long again.
A live action again. Penny fanned on this one in behind the net. He tried to stop it. Gillis threw a pass into Paymaw. Paymaw coming out to Marois. Marois shoots it off to the corner, and there goes Ashton for Quebec. He has stopped. Canadians clear it out. But Quebec has come on strong in the first 30 seconds of overtime. Now Maslin with Tremblay in front. The pass back of the net, Tremblay. He was stopped by Rochefort. 3 Nordiques were in there to come up with the puck. And Marois will bring it back to center ice and shoot it in from there. There goes Gillis. He traps it, and he took a jolt. Ashton now with Gillis looking forward to the Canadians again. Carbonneau, a pass to Naslin up with Tremblay. Naslin fired one in and goes to the Canadians bench. A minute 40 gone in overtime. Here at the Forum in Montreal. In on the boards. Nyland, Gainey, Ashton, Wright, and the fans get into the act. They know every time there's a face-off inside that Quebec blue line, it could be it. It was to tie the game with just seconds remaining. Eight seconds, as a matter of fact. When Mondeau got the goal after a face-off from Carbonneau to set up overtime.
Carbonneau again in that face-off.
Carbonneau got it. Gainey to the line. Chelios screen shot. It hit a leg. That's always dangerous, those screen shots from the blue line. Curvers fading back to his own line now and sends it off to Chelios. Ahead it goes. And Deblois fired it in. Here comes Gainey looking for it. The Nordiques hammer it out. Curvers missed it and has to hustle back. Peter Stastny is in watching him. Curvers is bumped by Stastny. Sauvé, he couldn't pick it up. And the Canadians out again is Gainey. Good play. Deblois can't shoot it. Deblois centered to Gainey. Gainey took a shot, difficult angle. It stopped easily by Sevigny. And the Nordiques shoot it down. Peter Stastny is all alone, and it is called on the offside. And brother, that was close.
You know how close it was. Chelios almost got a piece of it.
Yes.
And if he had touched that puck, it would have been all right, but it bounced over his stick, and therefore a two-line pass direct from one Nordique to another. And a sigh of relief goes over the building.
2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. Michel Bergeron, seeing victory snapped away from him in the last minute of play by the Canadians as they got 2 goals. But it's not over yet. We're in sudden death overtime here at the Forum in Montreal. Ryan Walter and McPhee trying to find it. They'll have to do it again. A couple of players were down. That's Hunter, always in the middle of things. Boy, what a battler he is. Ryan Walter against Dale Hunter. McPhee couldn't get loose. Anton Stastny dropped it back. 2:25 to play in overtime here on this New Year's Eve game at the Forum in Montreal. Quebec on the attack. Goulet stopped by Penny. Big save, Goulet with the shot low. Tried to put it in under his stick, but Penny made the save. Marois back. Rifled it on the boards. 2 minutes left to play in overtime, and Ryan Walter, who's been a standout, especially in this third period for the Canadians, knocked it down the ice. The two teams making quick changes again. The Nordiques looking for that lead man, and they find him in Goulet. But Curvers found him also and stopped him. Now Chelios, he's coming on strong. Chelios in! Oh, what a save!
Oh, was he hit?
By Sevigny.
Boy,
He
he's
was
hurt.
stuck at the blue line.
He is hurt, Bob. Chelios absolutely got blistered by Dale Hunter as he was letting the shot go. Dale Hunter got a piece of him and broke his stick. Chelios just went down in a heap, and that's why Tremblay took after Dale Hunter.
Oh, my goodness. What a check. What a rush by Chelios, and he let the shot go, a hard one, nearly won the game on it, and then was simply rattled.
Oh. You know, when you've got all your energies and your sights looking at the offense and you're taking a shot like that, you really don't have much of a defense against a body check like that. And Dale Hunter lined him up and caught a very good piece of him, and he just went down and stayed there.
Well, he's out.
What?
He was hit so hard.
You could hear it up here.
Oh, my goodness. And Mario Tremblay, of course, saw it all the way, and you're going to see it again now, folks, as Chelios starts to get back up. He wants to get back up. There's the trainer.
I think it was Chelios' stick that went into pieces. He may have gotten it up at the last minute, and you could hear it shatter. It went all over the place as they helped Chris Chelios to his feet. He is very, very groggy. Boy. He can hardly stand up. Hunter and Mario Tremblay get a couple of minutes each. They're done for the night.
The penalties to the Nordics, number 32, Dale Hunter, 2 minutes for roughing, and to the Canadians, number 14, Mario Tremblay, 2 minutes for roughing, at 3 minutes, 21 seconds.
So at 3:21, we get penalties, minor penalties, and Chelios is being helped off. He appears to be okay now, Mickey, as he walks that alleyway over there to the Canadian dressing room.
I don't think he's cut or anything. I think he's just really got his bell rung and he's groggy. Let's make it clear that Hunter did not get the penalty for hitting Chelios. Now, we don't have a replay of it, but it looked like a pretty clean check. He got the shoulder right into the midsection, and of course Chris had no way to protect himself. He was trying to get that big shot on goal, which he did, and there's no way to protect himself really, and Dale Hunter just lined him up and belted him. But Hunter gets the penalty for mixing it up with Mario Tremblay.
Well, that settles things down in a hurry. But Chelios made one heck of a rush from his own zone, and you could see all over his face as he was breaking through center ice that he wanted to get one good shot at it, and he did. He put the shot to the glove side high on Richard Sevigny, and Sevigny made a very, very large stop, but then he was hit hard just inside the blue line. He didn't see it coming, and he was knocked cold. A minute and 39 seconds left in overtime, and we're tied at 4. The Canadians had to come back. That is Robinson with Curvers, Naslund, and Mondu are up front. They're 4 skaters aside, a little bit more room out there now, and Mondu is in with Naslund. He waited that extra second, had the shot deflected by Price, but Mondu was on it. Mondu circling inside the blue line, threw it in behind the net. 1:15 to play in overtime. Gillis passed it off to Moeller. Moeller is stopped. Naslund stopped by Gillis. Naslund again. Look at the stick handling is going now. He played it through the middle. Carbonneau with Robinson on the right. He passed it back. Nobody was on that side. 55 seconds to play in overtime. It's Quebec starting out. Up to center, Gillis. He dumped it in, goes to the bench on this last change. Only 45 seconds to play. Overtime at the Forum, the Nordiques and the Canadians. The pass behind Gainey. He had it stopped, and the Nordiques got a chance to clear it down. 35 seconds to play. Peter Stastny and Goulet put a shot on the net right away. Penny stopped it. 30 seconds left in overtime. Gainey couldn't get that pass now. Carbonneau went after it with Gainey. Carbonneau is checked, and Marois played it ahead. 20 seconds left. Carbonneau left it. Gainey couldn't reach it. 15 seconds to play. Gainey again. At his own run, he lost it. Peter Stastny, his pass foiled by Robinson. 5 seconds left. Gainey at center. Robinson at the line. There's the siren. And they saw it off. They get a big hand from this Montreal Forum crowd. These two teams as they play to a 4-4 tie on this New Year's Eve. So Happy New Year, everybody, as they play the traditional Old Lang Syne.
Well, they got a pretty contrasting story here tonight. The Nordiques have got to be very, very disappointed in what happened. The Canadians, of course, have got to be happy they come out of here with a point, but that's the way she goes sometimes.
Tie game at Montreal.